Hi Aquarius, welcome back for your February general read. There is a love reading that will be released tomorrow, my time Perth, WA. It's in premiere, so if you do want to go have a look at the title, it will be launched and you will get a notification if you subscribe to the channel. If you are wanting to make a booking, you can go to the link directly below. And there is also the Twin Flame channel that I've launched, Twin Flame Alchemist Union, which I've subscribed to on the page. Otherwise, you can key it in. All the information is, again, directly below. Now, we do have some changes coming through in February, and there can be anything, especially have a placement of Aquarius, because the moon is going to be in Aquarius. And with the degrees that it's at, it can denote change. And again, I hopefully will have enough time to do a separate video that will cover the moon energy in the two placements it's going to be. To give you a heads up about, what can be changing with your zodiac sign, what can be going on with that. I'm a bit behind. I usually have these done beforehand, but I'm trying to do them live. So if anyone does connect, feel free to put a comment and tell me if it's streaming correctly. You guys do have major changes coming. There is this anxious energy around you at the moment. Although your home-related dynamic is feeling pretty grounded, but you can be triggered nevertheless. But there is a foundational situation coming through that's going to assist you. You can be more spontaneous. You need to be careful during that time, especially when you're making leaps of faith into new situations. You have the spontaneity card, so you can get to a point, if the vibration's off, that you do take a leap of faith, like the Fool card. Just be very mindful where that energy is coming from so you can stay as grounded as possible. In the unseen, you may be seeing someone that you haven't seen in a long time, okay? Because you've got throat chakra, so it could be communication coming in for those of you who are waiting on communication from a person you're missing from the past. It also can be in the aspects of employment. It's a total energy. So if you're waiting upon information or communication with a person, it can be that you reach out and communicate, or this person in the 3D directly reaches out. And it's almost time, so it's overdue in time frame. And a lot of you have been waiting for this. You've been waiting for communication and you're confused about a situation. I feel you're really meditating upon your vibration, and it can be to a point where you're feeling quite triggered and frustrated with particular individuals. And again, with where the nodes are, and I mentioned this in the previous videos, the nodes are going to be in Cancer and Capricorn, so you will find that a lot of what's going on is, where your foundation's at, what's going on in your family domain, what is your tribe, what looks like a tribe to you. With the nodes in Capricorn, it can be you being very, sometimes it can be that we're very rigid or we're very strict with the situation. And on the workplace, it can be that, the situation might be a little bit out of balance at the moment. But it might be completely out of your hands and you're waiting for everything to plateau out. It can be the January energy subsiding, and especially with the eclipses, if something's going to balance, it may take a few weeks in order for that to balance out. But again, whatever you're working towards on the financial level or employment level, to come to a very balanced level, it can take 6 months after the total eclipse. I do feel you do have the creativity in order to generate an income, especially when you have creative ventures coming up. Some of you are venturing out, and I do see new friendships moving in, but I do feel you're going to move away from certain pockets of groups. There's a group dynamic that isn't boding well, and it's more you're looking at it and you're not feeling the vibe as much, but you're wanting a routine and you're tired of not having the routine. Some of you that are returning to school, it can be that you end up getting a teacher that you really gel with. And again, it can be also in a lesson sense, is that, you're leading by example and you're trying to keep grounded. You're also learning something through this transit in February about yourself and about other people. It is going to plateau out where it's going to be more stable. I mean, you've had a lot of ups and downs. That it's going to stabilize. So if you weren't doing as well last year, especially connected to education, it's going to balance out this year. And you can be reapplying your energy to it in a different way than you did previously, but it's a new beginning. But I'm also feeling as though for some of you, in a lesson sense, you're really changing your approach to certain dynamics, and you do feel frustrated. You want some changes made, but at the same time, you might be seeing animal totems, and they can really be giving you messages at the moment to help anchor you in. Pay attention to signs and synchronicities and really follow your gut with this situation. I just keep hearing the pause button. It's like something's on pause. I do feel in February, if you're wanting to get more grounded and you're wanting to go on a health kick or anything to that degree, I do feel it's going to start from, you know, the bottom up sort of thing. So some of you in a family dynamic, it may be that it's going to balance out. There can be things on the family front that need to be balanced out. And at the same time, in health related, it'll be the lower chakras. So it'll be your base chakra. There can be agitation or an ailment that was there perhaps can plateau out. March, again, is not the best time for medical procedures, you know, with Mercury going retrograde. So be mindful of that. If you can delay something around March, be mindful of the fact that Mercury is going retrograde. At the same time, your health basis, I do guys turning over a new leaf, wanting that routine so that you can get the best out of the situation. You also may be triggered in a sense that you don't trust certain individuals and you're very iffy because there's changes going on the home front. But you're trying to keep as grounded as possible in perhaps an unusual circumstance. Other people around you, again, as I was saying, it's almost like it really does denote new friendships coming in this year. So if you're cycling out a group of old people, it can be old people returning to your life that you have more in common with, and an old situation revisited. It is going to strengthen. So if you're concerned that perhaps it's not going to balance out, it is saying it's going to. It's just going to take a little bit of time, and it's really fine-tuning certain aspects within that group and that tribe. Some people that you're dealing with, however, I do feel you may move away from them because you just feel there's no give and take in the situation. So it can be some old friendships going by the wayside. I'm also seeing a female energy that is much older than you. And I'm seeing the country for some reason. I do feel you'll have contact with this person. Now, they could be way older than you or like a sister or mother figure. They could even be a grandmother figure, but there's going to be communication and contact, and some of your healing is coming through this person. It's almost like your kindred souls and this person's energy is somehow teaching you something about yourself. I'm seeing this person's going to go through some dramas soon, and you will be understanding towards their situation because you've physically gone through it themselves. If they have a partner, I do feel the partner may become unwell. And during the transition, you will be in communication and know of this person, and somehow it will bond you together. But it is connected to past life, I feel. This is not a romantic connection. It might be linked to a romantic connection, like a kin, but it's definitely not a romantic connection. But you're not romantically involved with this person as per se, but you have a previous connection with them in a past life, and somehow you guys have connected to go through a transformation at a spiritual level. And you don't even have to be talking to them every day for that to occur. But I'm definitely seeing a remote location, so they're further away from you, so to speak. Your family. You can be really seeing, you know, some of you might have a joint family. Some of you might have a split family, and you're looking at the dynamic and you're understanding both parties' point of view. Others of you, you're seeing the transformation within the family. But you're trying to see through your trigger points into the truth of the situation. And again, it can be connected to a person born in July. But you're trying to see the bright side of the situation. But you're seeing both parties' point of view. You're really wanting to feel safe. And some of you can understand the necessity for, as long as truth is there, you feel safe. Some of you may need to retreat back and meditate. And using water therapy is going to help you deal with the energies of family-related dynamics. Some of you, there are two people that you're thinking about connected to this person or connected to the family group. But you do need to detach from technology temporarily to get grounded if you're getting triggered. Oh, you got two. Some of you want to move in a particular direction. Now, this can be connected to travel, or it can directly be connected to your spiritual movement. You might be keeping your cards close to your chest in a sense of what you feel is going to come. And again, I am feeling multiple paths of what can come through. Some of you are thinking about getting engaged, or it could be a celebration coming up where somebody announces that they're getting engaged. And the travel with this, you're wondering how it's either A, going to go, or again, people are keeping their cards close to their chest, but your intuition might be tuning into it. Some of you, again, may be wanting to directly communicate with someone, but you feel that they're closed off, so you don't know how to travel forward with this situation. It's not making you happy. So you're really meditating upon how to deal with it, how to feel about it, and it can be a sibling, it can be a parent, it could be an ex, it could be your energy. It's in a sense of movement. This is going to directly correlate with your own Pacific journey and what's coming through. But I am seeing an energy of communication, engagement, and you being unsure about the situation. Now, if somebody's making you an offer that you feel you've got too many options, or you're unsure about it because some things need to settle in, so you're not willing to give a response to the situation, for those of you who that's relevant. Okay, in the left or right sense, again, for those of you who aren't sure, pick your poison. You know, really know what you want before taking a leap of faith. Although, interestingly enough, with your zodiac sign and the placement of the moon, it does denote endings and new beginnings. So if you totally know that something isn't connecting with you, you know, really follow suit with your intuition to know what to do from here. Feeling that you're stuck in a left or right situation, what's going to happen is, if you're saying to universe, hey, I'm stuck, the manifestation will be something coming about to end a cycle, even if you don't spiritually feel prepared. So if you're feeling stuck, yes, you will get the clarity, especially after the total eclipse. It can be 4 to 8 weeks later. Tying up of loose ends can come through. So if you're waiting for a karmic cycle to end on your side or another person's fence, and you're unable to choose what to do, and it is triggering you, be cautious in a reaction sense. Because ultimately you can manifest this, but you can do it in a negative or a positive way depending on the ego and the fear-based frequencies. Now, I've pulled a Venus card, although the other videos, as I've mentioned, they will be released tomorrow, tomorrow. And they're going to be premiered. So I have pulled a Venus card regardless to tune into the energy in the general. And you've got heart chakra, really knowing to the core root of what you want. If you're unsure, again, feel free to book a reading, ask questions, you know, underneath the video, and I'll tune into it if I can. Otherwise, you know, getting to the core root of what you really want. Sometimes when we're scared, we're not ready to take a leap of faith because we're unsure what the other party is doing. But if you're in your truth and you're actually making a decision, it's still going to benefit you because you're walking in your truth. And it just means that if you're in a different path and it's not resonating with you, you're not being truthful to yourself, and it's not helping you. And ultimately speaking, yes, the manifestation of the Tower will come. So, you know, if you are feeling very balanced with a person, be in your truth about that, and I feel it's really going to flow. Yeah, and look at that. You've got follow your heart in reverse. If you do this to your detriment, you know, you can't be in duality if you're not in your truth. So if you feel somebody is not doing the right thing, it may be that it is correct. And it's like some of you know who you love and you know what love looks like and feels like to you, your language of love. but you're not quite seeing it come through on the other side because it can be a karmic ending coming about. Trust in your intuition. You know, don't get into your fear-based frequencies. Actually trust in your intuition and understand that the truth will be revealed. Some of you, though, are at a crossroad. You know who you don't want and you know what you do want. And that can even be very separate to romance. It can be in your own personal life. And as long as you adhere to that and you acknowledge it, I feel it's going to balance out for you guys. So I'll touch base with you guys mid-month live. Hopefully the streams work well. It'll either be 10 a.m. Perth WA time or 10 p.m. So in America, it'll be your evening or your morning, the same time at 10. And I will see you for the Venus read for Venus. Valentine's Day, I will be doing a special on Facebook. So look at the community tab and there is a notification there if you wish to.